Welcome, welcome, you guys. I am so glad you're here. Thank you for coming to this 1-year anniversary of Maggie's mashup at Westside Comedy. Yeah. Westside Comedy is the first place I was ever brave enough to get on stage and do stand-up. So I am so happy that this is our home for Maggie's mashup now. And I'm so glad that we get to do these shows with like a diverse group of comics, and we get to come here and laugh with all of you guys. Please give yourselves a round of applause. You guys make this possible. Yeah. And thank you for making this show, our anniversary show, a sold-out show. Yeah. Speaking of celebrations, did everybody have a good New Year's? Yeah? Does anybody still have a New Year's resolution? Anyone? Anyone? Or is everyone like me? Did you give yours up on January 2nd? Yeah? Yeah? I really like New Year's resolutions, and I really mean it when I say them, but I feel like New Year's resolutions are kind of like marriage vows. I mean them when I say them, but then I can never keep them. Yeah, oh, you guys have never broken your vows. You look like a very cute couple. Kevin, is that a new girlfriend?
Same one.
Oh, what happened to your leg?
She did it.
She did. Oh, she did it in bed? I'm so sorry. That must have been crazy.
She's aggressive.
Yeah, very. I'm sure you're going to have another date after this, too. You guys, I don't know where to go from that. Speaking of celebrations, New Year's may be over, but we don't have to quit celebrating it, because you know what's coming up, you guys? Chinese New Year. Yes, February 10th. I love Chinese New Year. I think it's super fun. A couple years ago, it was Year of the Tiger. And then the year after that, it was Year of the Water Rabbit last year. And this year is Year of the Wood Dragon. Yeah, and next year is Year of the Metal Snake. I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like a decade of dildos to me. The holidays can be rough. I'm still recovering. That's why I decided this year not to spend the holidays with my family. I wasn't invited, but it was still a choice, you guys. It was still a choice. I've decided that spending time with my family is kind of like drinking tequila. It's best in small doses, and I always feel like shit the next day. True, right? True, so true. Yeah, it took me 30 years to realize I don't have anxiety. I just need to stop talking to my mom. Yeah. True. Thank you. You are my hero tonight. I was at a show last night, and a comedian friend of mine was talking about her mom passing, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's so sad." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so jealous." Oh, now she's not on my side anymore, you guys. But seeing your parents age sometimes is like looking into a crystal ball of your future, and mine is not looking so good. I made the mistake of FaceTiming my mom the other day, and it was like watching an unedited episode of Hoarders. This woman has never gotten rid of anything except for husbands. Yeah. Weird segue, but I'm a single mom, you guys. Yeah? Yes. My son should actually clap for that. This is one of my children sitting right here. Yes, yeah. Yeah, and it's definitely hard being his parent. I have to pretend to enjoy kids' birthday parties, play dates, their father. He thinks that's funny. It's okay to joke. Like, he'd laugh at that. He thinks it's funny. But I do surprisingly well on dating apps, and I think it's because my profile says that I don't want kids. Then they find out it's because I have 4. Yeah, I know 4 sounds like a lot, and it is, but I love being a mom. And you know what they say about having kids? It's a lot like making pancakes. First one's kind of fucked up. Probably should have thrown it away. As far as I know, it's still legal to laugh at that joke, you guys. But I think having kids is a lot more like eating pancakes. You always regret having your 4th one. Yes. In case you guys were wondering, none of my pancakes like that joke. Especially my 4th pancake. And she is really dramatic, you guys. She loves to overuse the word trauma. And just the other day, I was like, Sadie, you are not traumatized because I won't take you to Starbucks. You're traumatized because your mom does stand-up. And so is Jackson, by the way. You guys, my parenting has really changed over the years. We used to sit down to the table and say grace, now we just say fuck it. It's even changed with my older kids, like my 20-year-old son. I used to be like, when are you gonna stop smoking weed? And now I'm like, when are you gonna come home with weed? Yeah, he's a really nice kid. He just graduated from UCSC and he looks like he fell off a 1968 Grateful Dead bus. Yeah, he's super woke, you guys, and I'm really trying to keep up. Like, I'm really, trying to keep up on all his terms. I said to him, I'm okay with everything. Like, I'm okay with a gay son, I'm okay with a bi son, but I'm not okay with a straight son who wants me to call his girlfriend his partner. I mean, I feel like a partner is a term that should be reserved for mature people. Like, if you're under 30, you have a girlfriend. If you're over 30, you're having an affair. Oh boy, my youngest, she just started middle school, and the only thing worse than going to middle school yourself is your kid going to middle school. It's kind of like dropping your kid off in a gladiator pit. You want to shield them, but they're just like, oh my God, you're so embarrassing. Yeah, oh, yes, yeah, it's so hard. But the other thing that's changed in school is sex ed, you guys. The other day I was driving my 12-year-old home from school, and she told me that her sex ed teacher taught them what a blowjob was and even showed them pictures. And I was like, oh my God, I do think she needs to know where babies come from, but I don't think my 12-year-old needs to be contemplating whether to spit or swallow. I guess 12 in LA is like 30 anyplace else. I got my daughter tickets to see Taylor Swift, and she sold them to go see Tony Robbins. Yeah. Actually, I did get her to go see Taylor Swift with me, and oh my God, you guys, Swifties are so nice and wholesome. I mean, normally if I took my kid to a concert, I'd worry about them getting roofied or ending up in a mosh pit. But with Taylor Swift, I was just worried we'd leave born-again Christians. She may know a lot about blowjobs, but she's still clueless about a lot of things. The other day, we were at dinner with her brother, Jackson, who's here. And she was making fun of his eating habits. He goes on some weird carnivore diets. And, she thinks he has an eating disorder. And in the middle of Hillstone, she started singing, Jackson has ED, Jackson has ED. And I was like, no, honey, Jackson doesn't have ED, that's your father. Oh, poor Jackson. Somebody buy him a drink. It's only gonna get worse from here, honey, but I promise it'll be over soon. I recently turned 50, you guys. Right here at Westside Comedy, I had my birthday, yeah. And you know what? I felt really good about it. I like being 50, but if you tell me I look like I'm 50, I'll fucking fight you. Yeah, I'm really tired of people telling me that I should age gracefully. I'm like, what does that even mean? I mean, I guess I'll just gracefully take myself to my next Botox appointment. Yeah. But you know what? At this age, your hormones go crazy, and my doctor actually prescribed testosterone. And guys, you guys are really holding out. Testosterone is awesome. I mean, I feel like a teenage boy. Like, I'm moody, I'm breaking out, I'm masturbating in socks. Yeah, but I really didn't mind my birthday because I felt like, you know what? I'm still young, I'm still vital, I'm still dating 26-year-olds. Not his friends, you guys. Come on. But you know what? I try to be really romantic with these guys, so I write them all poetry. Would you like to hear it, Mick? The poem? Okay. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm twice your age, but I'll buy an Xbox for you. Jackson's drinking more. I was been a little worried because I bought 11 Xboxes this year. Jesus. So also for my birthday, I got a big surprise. He moved back in with me. Yeah, yay for me. Yay for me. But it was okay, you guys, because it's okay, right? Because we get along really well. We're really close. And he talks to me about a lot of stuff. And recently, Jackson told me that every girl he's ever been with has asked him to choke them. Yeah. Yes, yeah. And I told one of my girlfriends about this, and she was like, did you tell him that that was okay? And I was like, the choking part or the telling me about it? It won't come as a shock to you guys, but he says that he can't share anything with me anymore. That he's scared. And I was like, honey, you know, just because I do stand-up, you don't need to be scared. I always talked about your sex life with my friends. Yeah? So he's not talking to me anymore, except for about one thing, his boundaries. He really loves to use the word boundaries, but he thinks they go one way. He's like, I'm not going to introduce you to anyone I'm dating. That's my boundary. And I'm like, okay, honey. My boundary is if you fuck someone in my house, I get to know their name. Deal? Yes. Yeah. I think you guys are all scared to laugh at this. He actually does think it's funny. I'm not traumatizing him too bad, I hope, right? Yeah, it's all fine? It's all going well? Yeah. Well, you know, my kids hate that I do stand-up, as you can tell. They really wish I would go back to writing children's books. I actually did used to write children's books. But after doing stand-up, I'm like, what kind of children's book would I write? C-spot fuck? Yeah. Oh gosh, you guys, before I leave you, I have to rant about something. Yeah, and it's not about my son. He's very relieved. I don't understand why the NFL keeps sabotaging Valentine's Day, you guys. One year, it was on Valentine's Day. In the last couple years, it's been the weekend before. And that is the weekend that you're supposed to go out and buy your partner a gift, right? And this just gives men an excuse not to celebrate Valentine's Day, which they didn't want to anyway, but now they can say they're just like burned out from the Super Bowl, right? It's kind of like your husband planning his poker night the night before your birthday. Because you're like, you know, he's gonna be too broke to go out, too tired to fuck, and too divorced to come to your house. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Am I just upsetting everyone tonight? It's the NFL is cock-blocking Valentine's Day, you guys. And Valentine's Day is one of those holidays that can really shine a spotlight on a bad relationship. Last year I broke up with my boyfriend on Valentine's Day. This guy showed up at my house with a half-eaten box of chocolates, 2 wilted roses, and told me he was going to take me out for one drink. And during that drink, he proceeded to tell me that I was too masculine. At which point I told him, fine, I'm just going to take my dick and leave. So, have you been getting a lot of packages lately? Yeah. And by packages, I mean dick pics. Oh no, she's very embarrassed. No, never. You've never received one ever. Oh, you have though, right? You're smiling. Have you been getting a lot of packages lately?
No.
No, you don't like them?
I'm married. So.
Oh, I won't tell him. I promise. This isn't a confessional. You know what? I like dick pics though. I feel like they don't turn me on, but they do cheer me up. And I've seen some really creative ones, you guys. I've seen dicks photographed next to wine bottles and salad tongs. But by far my favorite was a dick photographed next to a bottle of Lysol. I was like, ooh, big and clean. Yeah, Jackson loves that joke too. I like to give my number out at shows because I don't feel like I've been getting enough dick pics. It's 8675309. Does anybody know this number? Anyone? I know you do, sir. I know you know that number. Can you sing with me? You know that song, right? 8675309. 8675309. You guys can do better than that. 8675309. I'll scroll through your dick pics while I drink my wine. 8675309. I don't really think your husband will mind. I love to do that at shows because if a guy thinks that's my real number, I know he's young enough for me. I think I'll leave you guys on that, but we have an amazing show for you tonight. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!